Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm excited to be here with you this evening for our April Psychic Hour for 2022. Folks, this is such an important time in our world, and we've got so many good things coming up. I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit. I wrote Happy Mother's Day on here, and that's not until May, so we'll celebrate that one next month too. But there's just so much happening, and it's really nice to have some good things to look forward to. And Mother's Day, i.e., celebrating the eternal feminine in all of us, whether we're male or female in this lifetime, I think is a very special thing to do. So I'm celebrating spring. I'm still celebrating Easter, Esotar, Mother's Day. This is just a wonderful time of the year, a time of rebirth, and I'm real happy to be sharing that with you this evening. Folks, just to go over a few things before we get started. I see a lot of names here that are familiar to me, so it's always beautiful for me to see people that have been with me on the Psychic Hour, some of you for years, so thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your presence more than you can possibly know. You are loved. And I also see some new people, new names that I don't recognize. So if you're new to my Psychic Hour, please welcome. Welcome from me, from my guides, and from everyone else who participates in these Psychic Hours monthly. We're a great, happy, exciting group. And I know you guys are going to have, and girls are going to have some absolutely amazing questions for me this evening. Here's how we work our Psychic Hours. Each person here has an opportunity to raise your hand. You'll see a little box next to your name where you can click on it and your hand will go up. So if you have a question for me that you'd like to ask during the next hour, go ahead and raise that hand. My assistant Lisa is in the chat room, and she is going to be calling on people who want to ask a question. Usually she's going to call on people who are new first, or who haven't had a chance to ask a question in a few months, so that she kind of keeps the energy fresh. If you have a question that you're a little shy of verbalizing, you can also write your question into the chat room. She's monitoring that, and she may read that question out for you if you don't want to talk to me yourself. And so you can get your answers tonight two ways. And I will get to as many people as I can, but obviously I'm not going to be able to read everyone who's here. We have many, many people from all over the world here. So what I do is, if you don't get a chance to ask your question within the next hour, and you stay here for the whole hour, I'm going to give you the opportunity to email me a question any time between the end of this show and 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow evening, to send me a short, simple question. When you send me that question, you're going to need to write down the same things I'm going to ask you for when you verbalize your question here tonight if you get called on. And those things I need to know are: number one, your first name; number two, where you're calling from. It's always nice to know where people are from. It kind of makes the next hour a little more exciting. What you're most grateful for in life right now. That's so important, folks. When you focus on the things that are bringing goodness into your life right now, the universe has a way of bringing you more of it. So recognize those things you're grateful for. Give them recognition. I also would like to know your sun sign. If you don't know your sun sign, give me your date of birth, but your sun sign, and then your question. Okay? So whether I call on you this evening or whether you send your question in after the hour is done, I want to know the same information. Now, before we get started, I'd like to just do a little bit of housekeeping here. Bear with me as I wander around my PowerPoint here. By the way, for those of you who are new, watch my cursor. This big circle in the middle is actually a horary astrology chart, which in astrology is kind of a throwaway chart. It's just for people who are on the call with me tonight. And folks, this chart has a way of answering all of your questions. It's really pretty amazing how horary charts work. It's a throwaway chart. When the hour is done, I throw it away. But everyone who has been here with me is going to be addressed in this chart. So I can actually kind of give you a little astrology lesson as we go through as well. I just love doing that. So I'm going to be using this horary chart, and I also work with cards, okay? And of course, those of you who've been, following me for a while, I'm also a psychic channel. So my guides are here and very, very present. And folks, tonight I kind of have a lot of dead people around me. I don't know if they're yours or mine, but I suspect it's because there are some beautiful people in the world who did pass away in this last month. And I'm honoring them in my newsletter for May. So that newsletter will come out at the end of this month, and you can actually read some of the articles right on my website right now. I put them up on YouTube already as videos, so if you go there, my editorial honors some of the most wonderful people that I have known who passed last month, who were movers and shakers in the world. And one of those people I want to talk about tonight, and that is right down here. You see my cursor on the right. This is Sharon Lynn Wyeth. I did the radio show with Sharon, Luminescence, Common Sense, Spirituality, for several years. And sadly, she passed away suddenly last month. It was a combination of things. Everybody always wants to know what happened. She had allergies, went into anaphylactic shock, ultimately died from COVID. It was quick. It went very, very fast, and hopefully, I believe, painless for her. She actually came through in our class 2 days after she passed and said her name. This is Sharon, to everyone on the class. So I thought that was very, very beautiful to be able to get that on a recording. And those of you who take my psychic development class, or who read my newsletter, you're going to be able to get a link to that little recording so you can actually see it. It's kind of proof of an afterlife. So thank you, Sharon. She's going to be missed. This was a very, very bright light in the field of metaphysics. Sharon was a mover and a shaker. And I know that she and I share a lot of people in our calls. A lot of her people came to my psychic hour. A lot of my people went over to listen to her show, whether I was on it with her or not. So I'm hoping that if you are a follower of Sharon, you hear this evening, because for right now, my past shows with her, and in fact, all of her past shows, are still available to listen to on her website and on the station that she did her broadcast on, which you can reach through my site under events. But they're going to disappear at the end of the month. On April 30th, this is when her site will be taken down, or at least her radio site, her podcast site. So if you want to hear any of those past broadcasts, make sure you get to them before the end of the month. They are absolutely amazing. So I definitely put that on my listening agenda. Folks, our next psychic hour, please write it down so you don't miss it, is May 15th, 9 p.m. as always, Eastern Time. If you haven't already, download my app. You can get it right at this link up here. It means that you can listen to everything, including this, on the go. And of course, we have an open forum on the website. You do have to join my newsletter to get into the open forum. But when you join my newsletter, you're going to get a nice little gift, and you're also going to get access to free stuff, and you get access to my open forum, where you can go any time of the day, night, month, week, and talk to people of like mind, and they're not going to think you're crazy, and they're not going to bully you, and they're not going to look down at you. And folks, it gives all of us wonderful empathic people in the psychic field a place to share and grow. So everybody who's here, I welcome you to post your thoughts in our open forum. Over here on the left-hand side, I've got my April special still listed, because of course we've got another week of April to go. If you want to get a reading with me, I've got 20% off of my reading special for April, which is helping you to resolve financial issues. That's me and my guys working on that. We're pretty good counselors when it comes to those things. So you may want to get that if these are issues for you right now, or if you have worries or concerns. And I also, in April, have $50 off my Tarot Readers program, which is a nice amount to have off that program. I don't remember exactly what the total is. I think it's about $249 or somewhere in that neighborhood. So $50 is a really good reduction. And that, of course, is a video tarot reading program, so it makes it really easy to learn. May, as we come up into May, I've got some great specials coming for you. First of all, the reading special, The Goddess Within, is a special reading that I don't normally have listed on my website. It's just for the month of May, and it's for both men and women to get in touch with the nurturing part of your energy within you. Who are you here to nurture? How do you nurture yourself? What in your life right now needs your nurturance that you might be not seeing, that you might need, you might need to give a little energy to in order to keep it moving forward for you, in order to be successful. So the Goddess Within is going to be a real important reading for people who are sensitive and want to get in touch with that feminine aspect of themselves. The second special in May, and this is big, folks, I've not ever offered this before, at least not during any time of the year except the winter just before Christmas. So this is extra. And I'm putting it in here for everyone because I know that a lot of people are concerned about finances. Our world right now is a little bit of a sensitive place, and people are concerned about what's coming next, as we all should be. But particularly finances, I can help a little with this. So here's what I'm doing. If you buy any educational program at its full price, now that's anytime during the month of May, the whole 30 or 31 days, whatever it is, get a second program of any program of equal or lesser value at half price. Now the VIP is it's a membership. It's not really just an educational program, so it's excluded. But folks, what this means, I'm going to be blunt about it. If you have been, like so many people, waiting for my Kabbalah Pathworking class that's going to start in July, it starts the Wednesday after the 4th of July, this is an opportunity for you to not only take that class yourself. It's a 6-month class. It goes from the beginning of July all the way through to the middle of December. And it is transformational like nothing else that I teach. It literally lifts your consciousness effortlessly. It's amazing. So it's an opportunity for you to take that class and to bring a friend with you. And if you get the friends for half price, you can split the difference and you're getting a phenomenal discount. It's the best discount that I offer. Now, you don't have to just do that on the Kabbalah Pathworking, although that's where I would personally use it. Any class. So if you take the beginning tarot class, like up here, and you pay full price for it, then you would be able to get the advanced tarot class at half price. Any of the online programs that I have, the video programs, I'm giving that opportunity for. So again, if you buy any educational program at its full price, you get any program of equal or lesser value at half price. You can use them both yourself. You can buy one for you, one for a friend. You can gift them both. I don't care what you do, as long as you use it by the end of the year. So there is a time limit. Okay, this is a phenomenal opportunity if you're looking to do some kind of educational program over the next few months, and I've got some great ones, so go check them out. Now also, if you missed any of these web classes, they're on my website. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them. They're all $25. Intro to Spirit Communication, I'm Not Psychic, or Am I, which is really, kind of exploring your own psychic abilities. And this one, What's Happening in 2022. People who are insecure, sensitive, worried about the future, who missed this webinar that I offered last fall, you probably need to go and listen to it because it will set your hearts and minds at rest. The world is not ending, folks. We are going to be fine. And I'm going to show it to you and prove it to you in that webinar. Now, VIPs, I know I've got a lot of you on here. Our next coaching call is May 12th. So I'm going to look forward to seeing you guys there. Okay, Lisa, I'm done, at least with my announcements. Who's going to be our first caller for this evening?
All righty, our first victim for tonight is going to be Lindsay. Lindsay, you are unmuted. Oh, you just muted yourself. Can you unmute, Lindsay?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm from Minnesota. Most thing I'm grateful for is opportunity. And I am a Leo.
Wow. Lindsay, I've got to ask you, do you still have snow on the ground up there?
In some places, yes, we do. It is not great here.
Now, I'm all the way down here in Florida, as you know, and I was talking to a friend from Minnesota just maybe a day or two ago, and she said, "I can't believe I'm going back to snow."
I know it is not a great place.
Well,
No.
not right. It is during the summer, so
Yes,
something to
yes,
look forward to, right? More
yes,
good things.
yes,
And it's
exactly.
you said you're grateful for opportunities because let me just do a little astrology with you here, folks. If you are a fixed sign, Leo, that's what Lindsay is, a Leo. Leo is a fixed sign. The other fixed signs are Aquarius and Taurus and Scorpio. Okay, so guess what we've got in this chart? This is a real important night if you're a Leo, a Scorpio, an Aquarian, or a Taurus, because here we have in Scorpio, first fixed sign, we have South Node. Down here in Aquarius, second fixed sign, we have Saturn, Moon, and the bottom of the chart, which is important. Angles are always important in astrology. And over here in the sixth house and on the seventh cusp and in the seventh house, God, look at all those planets in fixed Taurus. So there's a whole lot of fixed energy. That means I don't like change, okay, in this room tonight, okay? But what's interesting is this, whenever you get this configuration, you see there's a T-square here, and the empty place is Lindsay, Leo,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Now, the way this works, it's like a bellows. T-squares work like a bellows. They want to close that bellows and push the energy out into the empty sign. So, Lindsay, this is a great time for you for opportunity, and it's a great, this 10th house rules your career, it rules your life path forward, it rules your aspirations, your long distance goals in life. And right now, there's a lot of pressure on you to make decisions, to make choices, to kind of balance out your relationships, because this axis here is relationships,
Yep.
to balance out your desires for, to improve your career opportunities and your work and follow those life aspirations you have, and balance that with your home and family that are very important to you. So you've got so many pressures on you, but at the same time, boy, oh boy, isn't it wonderful and exciting?
Yeah. Well, sometimes it feels that way. Yes.
Well, you feel a little bit like you're trying to be a jack of all trades, and sometimes, that guy that stands on the sidewalk and he moves the pea into the cup.
Yep.
Sometimes life is feeling like that right now, like, well, what's going to be under that next cup? Where'd it go?
Yep. Yep.
Um, but the thing is, there's so much happening, and it's really, I've got to say again, very exciting times. And for all of you fixed sign people, amazing opportunities for growth, opportunities for clearing up old past issues that might be holding you back. Many opportunities coming from the past. So there may be opportunities to step back and regroup before you move forward. Don't forget that sometimes getting a good foundation under you is the absolute best thing that you can do. For all of you fixed sign people, home and family are going to be a little bit of a responsibility and a burden right now. I'm going to
Mhm.
encourage you, folks, I'm a lot older than most of you are. You can tell by the white hair. I spent most of my life running through life because I had so much to do. I figured that at the end of life, I would have plenty of years to connect with the people I love, my family. But
Mhm.
folks are gone. They're all gone. Now, I can connect with them. Thank God I can connect with the other side. They're all dead. So, folks, I'm not saying that you're all going to lose your families. But what I am saying is don't lose precious time with people you love,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So there may be some burdens, some responsibilities. There may be a need for you to learn to set boundaries. There may be a need for you to kind of say, no, I don't need to be resolving your relationship issues. That's your problem. No, mom, you need to live with me. You can live next door, or maybe better still, a mile away. I can look in on you frequently there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that you're setting some boundaries. You're establishing a really good, solid foundation, but still remember the people you love are probably the most important part of your world, whether you know it or not. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What's your specific question, Lindsay?
I am in a middle of a career opportunity of growth, of merging, of moving. It's moving quite quickly. And I just want to make sure that I feel really good about it, but I just want to make sure this is where I'm supposed to be going.
It's a stepping stone. And I think
Yeah.
maybe where a little bit of the insecurity comes from. Remember that all of you fixed signs, which is almost everybody here tonight, apparently, all of you fixed signs really resist change. You
Yeah.
like think about something like a long time before you step forward into it. You want big guarantees. You want to have a clear view of every single little blade of grass on the other side of the valley before
Yep.
you change. That's the way fixed signs are. And
Yep.
right now, you're not going to get that. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Unfortunately, I'm going to show you why. One of these little fixed planets over here is Uranus. Uranus, depending on who you hear it from, it's different words. Well, Uranus is in Taurus. It's a fixed sign, right? Uranus rules revolution. Anything that planet touches, it shakes up. It loves surprises. It loves to launch changes in the middle of a flight. The plane gets to stop at a different airport halfway. Uranus loves stuff. It's adventurous. It says it's time to experience adventure. It's time to have changes and shifts in your life. So you fixed sign people are all going to be experiencing revolutions of some kind or other in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these revolutions are in your day-to-day life activities because that's what this house, the sixth house rules. A lot of those revolutions are in health matters or maybe being stimulated because of health issues. They may concern your pets. This house rules pets. It may concern job shifts with other people that create opening for you, which is, I think, what happened with you. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So you could resist the change, and please pay attention, Lindsay. You could say, oh, that opportunity isn't the right one. And 2 weeks later, there's going to be another one. And
That's what happened.
2 weeks later, there will be another one. Okay. And if you decide you're going to resist all of the changes, please pay attention, folks. The universe is going to come along and they're going to change the house numbers on your house. They're going to put you on a different street, i.e., you're not going to be able to resist this change. That's the way Uranus is. It says, I'm stirring your pot right now. Okay. So the real question is, which one of these shifts and changes is the one that looks most desirable? Now, Lindsay, you're not going to like what I'm going to say. Remember, the stepping stone. Uranus doesn't like consistency. It doesn't deliver permanence. It delivers opportunities. And it wants the opportunities to stay in motion. So it's going to deliver opportunities, whether it's in a relationship, which it could be, whether it's in a new home, a new career, a new opportunity for changes in how you handle health or dietary matters, a new pet. Okay, you're not going to bring all these nifty things into your life, but it's not going to keep them stable for longer than 2 years. Every 2 years, another change. Okay. Now, supposing somebody gets into a new relationship right now, it doesn't mean that the relationship has to end in 2 years. It doesn't mean your new job has to end in 2 years. But it does mean that in 2 years, it's going to undergo another change. You got it?
Yep.
Okay. So see it as a stepping stone. See it as growth.
Okay.
How did that work for you? Did I hit all the buttons?
I think so. So move forward.
Move forward.
Okay.
If this opportunity looks like it gets you closer to your life goals, take it. and see it as a stepping stone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, because you guys are fixed, okay, I'm talking all the fixed signs on here tonight. It's not wrong to create a safety net. It's not
Mhm.
wrong to leave the doors open behind you in case you put your foot in the water and don't like it and want to take a step back. You're allowed to
Okay.
do that. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Good luck. It
Thank you.
sounds very exciting.
It is.
Yeah. And also creative. Let me show you this. Leo, see this is where you are in this chart, 10th house, career change,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
looks like it's in another locality because there's going to be some travel associated with it.
Yes, there
Um,
is.
and this is the house that normally rules Leo. It's the 5th house, which is your creative house.
Uh-huh.
Neptune rules spirituality, creativity. Jupiter rules travel. Chiron rules healing. This is a healing opportunity for you, my friend.
Sure. That just nailed the whole opportunity right there.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you.
All the best to you. Thank you for calling.
Yes.
Lisa, who's next?
Second victim for tonight is going to be Nancy. Nancy, can you unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hello there, Nancy.
Hi. I'm from Ohio. I'm a Sagittarius, and I'm happy for my security.
Guess what? You may be a Sagittarius, but I think we can say you can join the fixed signs. I'm I'm laughing because Sagittarians. I do know a lot of Sagittarians who are like you, thankful for their security. Um, but the whole concept of security doesn't really go with the energy of Sagittarius. If there is a chance taker in the zodiac, it's Sagittarius. You guys are the guys who say, and the gals who say, I'm going to jump off that cliff because I know there's a trampoline for me at the bottom and it's going to be so much fun. Okay. But evidently that part of
Well,
Aries is something you're still learning.
yes,
Perhaps you left it behind.
that's true, but the security gives us the chance to do that.
Yeah, doesn't it? Doesn't it? That's okay.
Yeah.
So you're embodying both parts of Sag. Good for you. I pulled some cards for you, okay? And I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on for Sag right now in this horary chart too. Sagittarius is over here. It's on the cusp of the 2nd house, which says you're saying I'm grateful for my security. This is talking about your money. Finances look like this is good. Your stuff, your acquisitions are working well for you. You also have 18 degrees of this sign in the 1st house. So apparently you've made this point in your life. It's about you. Okay. You're saying, okay, I'm going to live my life my way, which is a good place for Sagittarius to be. Okay. And that would be whether you're in a relationship or not. It just has that feeling of I'm able to put myself first right now, and this is good, and I have the finances to do it. And that should be true for all of the mutable signs right now. If you are a Sag or a Gemini or a Pisces or a Virgo, you are a mutable sign. And you'll note that all of the mutable signs in this chart are actually bridging two houses. So if you're a Pisces, you're going to be dealing with home issues that could involve your physical house, your mother, family, but also your children. Okay. If you're a Gemini, you're going to be dealing with relationship issues, but also other people's money. It could be you and your partner working out finances together. If you are a Virgo, you're dealing with career issues and also family and how to express your love for people kind of issues. A lot of times you guys don't get recognized. So if you are a mutable sign, all of those things are being worked on right now. Okay. And so as I was talking, some of those things that have to do with the other signs are affecting you right now too. I pulled some cards for you. The first one I pulled is the nicest card in the deck. It's the Star. It says that all good things are available to you right now. Don't you love it? So this is a good time in your life financially. It's a good time relative to your relationships, to the support people around you. I also picked this card, which is the Hermit. These are both major arcana, by the way, so it talks about big, major shifts happening in your life, but they're good ones, okay? And this is the teaching card. It's both the card where you learn and the card where you teach. And then I picked up the Page of Cups. And that tells me that you've got some really nice offers coming. And you may have a young person around you who's really very loving and very, very special, you know, to have a bond with. So what's your specific question, and do you have any feedback on what I just said?
Yeah, those cards you gave me are are just, I couldn't have asked for anything better. The last 2 years, I've been in kind of a pretty much of a standstill, and I feel like something is coming down the path, but I don't have any clue as to what. I'm just, I need something more in my life. And
And
I don't know
well,
what.
and who's going to bring something more into your life? You are. You are. Remember, as a Sagittarian, your energies here in the first house, this is you. And the second house, this is your assets, your money, your talents, your capabilities. So you are the one who's going to bring about the growth and the change in your life. And if I look to the hard aspect that's created with Pisces here, you know, you do know the changes that you'd like to bring in. You do know what you really want, but you haven't done it, number one, because we were in lockdown and it was hard to do things, but also because you don't want to upset the apple cart with the family, the people that you care about and you love. It could be a son and a daughter. It could be a husband that you care a lot about. There's a feeling of, I just don't want to upset the apple cart here. And also, I don't really know what my closest loved ones or my significant other has planned. And so you've been waiting for someone else to take the action so that then you can react to it and move forward. And guess what? That's not happening, is it? Because you're the one who has to take the action. Time to figure out what you want, hon. Isn't that exciting? It's time
Well,
to.
it is,
Mhm.
but um,
Yeah.
I'm just drawing a complete blank on my future.
Mhm.
I mean, I actually lost my husband about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, coming up
Mhm.
on 2 years.
Mhm.
And I've just buried myself in the house for
Mhm.
the past couple of years.
Mhm.
And I don't know what direction to go.
Mhm. Yeah. Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah, I
You're
know.
waiting for your loved ones, could be a son, a daughter, somebody close, maybe even your deceased husband. You're waiting for somebody to give you that kick in the pants that says it's okay to step forward. You're waiting for some romantic suitor to suddenly appear and fill your husband's shoes, and you know that'll never happen. You're waiting to get some indication from him that says, okay, you're supposed to do this or that, or this is what my intention was. And that's not going to happen either. So you get to make the decisions. You get to discover your own capabilities, to decide what you want. You know, it's time to make a list. What do you want? Have you done that yet? Have you ever done that?
No, after being married for 46 years,
Uh-huh.
um, no, it was never about me.
I know. Isn't it now? Isn't it lovely that it's finally getting to be about you? And it's been so
Yeah,
hard for you to make it about you that you don't know how to do it. And now,
you're right. I don't.
but you know that you come to an understanding. You don't want to be alone. Okay. Um, you have crossed the, well, I I'm going to really hate myself maybe if I get together with somebody new. But my husband will have to understand because I don't want to be alone, okay? But I don't want to give up my freedom and my independence either. Ah, you're discovering that you're a Sagittarius who wants her freedom, right? So
That is true.
yeah,
That is
so
true.
it's important. So you have a whole lot of confusion around what you really want, right? So you need to sleep
Yes.
on it, you can meditate on it, and honest to God, girl, you need to make a physical list. And if you want, you can start with the things you don't want. And then you can start with the things you do want. But you've got to have that list. You've got to get it out where it's tangible. Folks, if you're a mutable sign, I hope you're listening to this. I'm a Gemini. I have lists, okay? And while I'm talking about this, folks, this is important. We have an eclipse in just a few days. It's on the 30th. And then we have another eclipse coming up in mid-May. I always tell people for the 6 weeks surrounding the eclipse, 2 weeks before the first one, which goes back to the 15th of April, you should start keeping a diary, and you should keep that diary up through May 30th, the end of 2 weeks after the second eclipse, the end of May. And that 6 week period surrounding those eclipses, for everybody, even if you're a fixed sign, mutable sign, cardinal sign, for all the signs, that 6 week period is going to give you like a movie trailer into the next 6 months, what's going to happen in your life. So, are there things you've wanted to study? Are there places you've wanted to go? Are there clubs you've wanted to join? Are there family gatherings you missed out on that you'd like to become a part of again? You need to get deep down inside of yourself and look at what you want. See? You're right. All these years you made it about everybody else. And right now you are waiting for somebody else to jump in and give your life direction. And it's not happening. You're the one who has to give your life direction. You got it?
Okay, I do.
Yeah, scary, isn't it? But it's also exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. I think it's time to go on to the next caller. I'm going to let you think about that one for a while. And I do think
Okay, thank you.
shook the tree for all of the mutable signs on this call, myself included. Okay? Find out what you want. Stop following the leader. Start making your own way. Even though you want to make everybody happy, in your case, even your deceased husband, you want to still have him respecting you and looking up to you from the other side. You don't want to make him upset. You don't want to let him down. But you're alive and he's not. You're still here. There's a reason for it. It's up to you to make your own way forward. Okay? Lisa, who's our next person?
All right, victim number 3 for tonight. If I could talk, that would have come out better. We're going to go with Lillian. Lillian, can you unmute yourself?
Hey, Lisa, thank you so much. I'm so excited. And Sandy, wonderful to see you. It's been a while and I've missed seeing you both. I am from New York City and I'm a Scorpio. And well, I have many things to be grateful for. But I think what I'm thinking about this evening is 2 weeks ago, I had a really interesting encounter with a gentleman that I'm feeling like there's some kind of connection that I need to kind of pay attention to. And I'm just wondering if you have any thoughts about that.
Well, first, this is an opportunity. Remember, Lillian as a Scorpio is on that fixed axis that I talked so extensively about at the beginning of our session. And in Lillian's case, she occupies the first house here. So right now, Lillian, in your life, it really has to be about you. Okay? Apparently, and we have a trine in water here between Scorpio and all these planets in Pisces. There's a lot of them. So apparently you are another one of those people that tends to be very receptive. And like our last caller, you kind of live your life for other people. And when you're in a relationship, you put the guy first and you want so badly to be liked that you kind of put it out there. You follow?
Yes.
And right now, it has to be about you, okay? Any relationship that you form it, it has to be about you. The relationship has to be based on what can this person do for you? How do they make you feel? Do they, you follow what I'm saying? Do they
Yes.
make promises to you and keep them? It's not about the other person. This is about you. So again, it's important for you to decide what it is that you want in a partner. Now, unfortunately, you're not going to like too much the cards that I pulled for you. The first card I pulled was the Eight of Pentacles. It's reversed, and it says that there may be some financial problems that this guy has, or maybe you just handle money differently.
Mm-hmm.
It may be that he's got some things from his past that are draining his income, that are hanging on. You need to be aware of those things.
Okay.
There also may be a work connection between you. You may have met each other at work, or you know him through his work, or vice versa. And that work connection may actually be a little bit of a block to that relationship getting off the ground. You follow?
Okay.
I also am seeing the Queen of Swords inverted. There is another woman in the picture. You need to be aware of that. And
Okay.
not a particularly nice person. She is somebody, now I don't know if this is an ex-wife or somebody that you mutually know, but whoever this gal is, she's somebody who is not one to keep her mouth shut, and she has a lot of very nasty, negative things to say about people.
Okay.
So right off the bat, you have that struggle to deal with. And then I also picked this Page of Pentacles, who's inverted. And now, this is the thing I think you're going to like the least. Normally, you're a gal who's, I call it very plugged in. You do hear your guides, you do pay attention to your intuition, to your feelings, and your guides are telling you to stay away from this person. They're warning you against this relationship, or at least against it right now, and you're not listening to them. You're fighting that. And I think you may be fighting it because either this relationship has tried to get off the ground a couple of times and you're just feeling like, okay, maybe it's meant to be, or it may be that it's reminiscent of a past relationship that you still have things to work out with, so you're being drawn back into it. But you're definitely getting these inner feelings that are saying, until some of these things that are roadblocks here get resolved, this could be a headache for me. And you're not paying attention to that. Okay? Do you have comments?
No, I'm just taking it all in, and again, trying to follow intuition, and I thank you so much for your time.
Well, and I ask my guides, if you work through these issues,
Uh-huh.
you did get involved in the relationship, could it be successful? And the interesting card I get is a Three of Pentacles, which is a career card. Isn't that interesting? So it's right side up, which for me is a yes, it could be successful. But it says, remember, this was a work card, not so good. So it
Yes.
says some changes would have to happen at work, and it wouldn't be just the relationship that would be successful, but the career would have to become successful in a new way. Just putting that.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I was hoping it was more of a soul connection.
Well, and yeah, there is a soul connection, but the thing is, I think the soul connection is more with somebody you broke a relationship off with in the past, a relationship that failed, that you had to walk away from, okay? And it was never really resolved. So this person comes into the situation and is reminiscent of that person and that situation. And it's an opportunity to resolve those issues. And so apparently you haven't resolved those things. And the person, it's not so much the soul to soul connection as it's the person coming back so that these issues can be resolved. Is there a soul connection? And my guides say, yes, there is. Okay. Show me
Okay.
there. So there is a soul connection, but it's not the soul connection like, wow, we're supposed to spend our lives together. It's the soul connection that I'm here to help you to work through these issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. Really, really, thank you so much. Very much.
And
Good. Great to see you.
good to see you too. One last thing, I asked you
Oh,
to get the business card. Don't you love it? Ace of Pentacles.
yeah.
Everything with him is business. But it feels like if you did there's potential there for a long-term relationship as well, but a lot of issues getting things off the ground.
Understood. Okay. Again, thank you for all the extra details. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Good luck with everything.
Take care. See you again. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, Lisa, who's next?
All righty, our fourth victim tonight is going to be Tammy.
Hello
Tammy,
there.
can you unmute? Tammy, can you unmute?
Oh my goodness. I get to speak to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, but I had to swallow my coffee. Tammy, it's nice to hear from you.
Oh, excited.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Tammy. I'm a Libra. I'm from Edmonton or St. Albert. I am most grateful that I'm going to be able to go and spend a week with my mom and me.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm glad too. That's special. So you get to spend Mother's Day with your mother. How nice is that? Okay.
Well, the week after, but still, yes.
Yeah. And you're a mother too, yes?
Yes, but I've got a crazy daughter and she won't let me see my grandchildren, and it's just a big kerfuffle.
Well, look at this. Here's Libra up here, okay? Only 6 degrees of Libra, because there are only 30 degrees in a sign, are in this 12th house, which is unconscious. Most of Libra is actually in the house before it, which is the 11th house of friends. So you and your mom are probably good friends, and it wouldn't be surprising at all if you were actually going to see her or travel with a friend, or at least maybe over the next month, spending a lot of time with friends. This looks really good. But the opposition to this house is your daughter. There it is down here. Don't you love it? And we have and Jupiter in Pisces in this house. And also Venus ties into that too. Venus is the female. I've got to tell you that you apparently never really did connect with your daughter. Sorry about that. She and you, and I don't want to say that you don't love her or vice versa, she doesn't love you, but you and she literally come from different planets. You see the world totally different from one another. You're somebody who will, I'm trying to think of the words for it. You're the person who works hard to make people happy and comfortable. And you're the one who goes out of her way, sometimes puts herself last in line so that somebody else can have the nice place in the soft situation in life. And you're always resolving people's issues. And the more issues they have, the more problems they have, the more you want to go in there and fix them and resolve their issues. You follow?
Yes.
And that makes you a very nice person. It gives you lots and lots of friends. The problem is that your daughter is somebody who feels her way through life. She intuits everything. Whatever she feels, she throws herself into, and it's usually a calamity. And so when you and she were, living together, when she was growing up, you were constantly fixing her problems. Okay? And the result of that is that you tried to find out more and more and more and more of what was going on with her, and she shut down and hid more and more and more and more. So she became super secretive, and you became more and more and more and more invasive, okay, trying to fix what was obviously wrong, because she would go from one emotional issue to another, to another, to another, to another, often in her relationships, and you kept trying to resolve them. So she saw you, please forgive me, as being interfering. And she was probably right. She never realized that you were trying to help her and fix her, because she didn't want to be helped and fixed. She wanted to keep everything secret from you. So of course she wants to keep her kids away from you, because she doesn't know what her kids might tell you. And she doesn't want you to control them or manipulate them or to try to fix them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So somewhere in the future, you may be able to develop a good relationship with your daughter and your grandchildren when she becomes aware that you are no longer trying to fix her or her life or her family in any way, shape, or form. And boy, is that going to be hard for you. It's kind of like you got to tie yourself up in knots and sit on your hands to not interfere. Okay.
No, I know. It's hard.
Yeah, well, it's you know, what can I say? When you love somebody, you want to help them and fix them. And you're blessed with a daughter who doesn't want any fixing. She actually enjoys her roller coaster life. The more unglued and emotional it is, and the more crazy it is, the happier she is. Okay. Well, and yes, there are going to be, I'm sure, based on what I'm seeing here in the chart, very good probability that there was some drugs and alcohol involved in bringing her up, and she probably still does that stuff and doesn't want the kids telling you. So let's not even go there. But she's made it clear that her life is her life and doesn't want you interfering with it. And sooner or later, you're going to learn the gift of standing by and allowing somebody to make their own mistakes. And that's a hard lesson to learn. I know I've had to learn that one. And it's not easy. It's just not an easy lesson. So, folks, what I'm describing for her, she's a cardinal sign. Guess what? The other cardinal signs are Aries and Cancer and Capricorn, and who's the other one? Yeah, Libra, Aries, Capricorn, and Cancer. Okay, 4 of them. So if you're one of those 4 cardinal signs, you may right now be experiencing the same kinds of things that she is, where you want to give your love to someone, but they don't know how to receive it your way. So you have to learn a different way of giving that love to them, because they're like oblivious to what you have to give. And it may be that you are in a situation where it's really important for you to share that loving relationship, and all kinds of dynamics like control issues that we were talking about before, or secrecy issues are tending to come out. So you've got to start to figure out how the other person is capable of receiving your love. And be just aware, it's not the way you think it is, period. She's never going to be able to receive love the way you know how to give it. So if you want her to feel loved, you've got to actually get into her head and see if you can figure out, what does she require in order to feel loved? Because the way you give your love isn't the way she can feel loved. Does that make sense? Just like the way she would give love, you can't understand that you're loved either. You guys are on totally different pages.
Honest to Pete.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody really thinks about that, but love is not the same for all people. For some people, loving is helping. For somebody else, loving is needing somebody. For somebody else, loving is serving someone. For somebody else, love is purely physical, holding and touching. Love is different. It's a very unique thing. And when you're in a relationship with anyone, it's really, really important that you find out and it might require communication, conversation. What do you need from me in order to feel like I love you? Because I do, but obviously you don't feel that. So what can I do that you're going to be able to understand that? Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to use myself as an example, because these are the kinds of crazy things that everybody goes through. I'm married to a Scorpio who's got a Sagittarius rising. So here's this really, really great dynamite guy who, the way he feels loved is to know that you're there. But if you help him, he'll get mad. Okay? So he'll shut down if you help him. But he needs to know you're there and you're concerned and caring. So it's a really fine line. It's a tightrope. You gotta be, hon, do you need anything? Or can I give you a hand with that? Or what would you like to dinner? But it's got to be said at the right time, because if it's at the wrong time, it's helping and he doesn't want it. Okay? So realize that, in communicating and talking to people is very, very important, because different people have different needs. What I need from you in order to feel loved might be very different from the way I demonstrate love myself. So this is a conversation we all need to have. Guess what? With our mothers, with our children, with our spouses, with the people in our life that we love the most. Okay?
Yeah.
Sharing that question, because I think, especially with what's going on in our world right now, this is a family. It's a rebirthing time of the year, but it's a family time of the year too. And we're just getting back into, coming out and getting to involve with each other again and have our new experiences. And for a lot of people, there's an opportunity here to create relationships from the ground up all over again. And so to have that conversation, find out, hey, instead of just saying, I want to see my grandchildren, send a note and say, I was wondering if the grandkids might need anything right now. Isn't that a unique way to do things?
Yeah, I know, but the problem is she's not speaking to me, and she's very controlling. So I've had to step back and not make the move to contact her, because if I do, it's gonna, then she's gonna want to control me, and she's going to hurt me again somehow down the road. So it's it's like a catch-22 here. Like,
That's all that what I hear, and this, in a long conversation, we could really resolve a lot of these issues. Okay, I don't have that time this evening, unfortunately.
yes,
I do want to tell you that every problem has a solution, and every problem there is a solution within you, but sometimes it requires a major change in who you are. Sometimes you don't want to make that change, sometimes you do. You see?
yeah,
You may, in order to have a relationship with her, you might have to give up your control. You might have to let her use you. And you would have to do that and accept that that simply is who she is. It's really interesting when you accept that this is the way someone is, it doesn't hurt you anymore. Let me give you another example. My mom has passed, but my mother was incapable of loving. She couldn't do it, okay? She was so frightened of being hurt herself that she couldn't reach out to love anyone. I remember my father saying after 69 years of marriage, she still can't tell me she loves me. How sad is that, okay?
Mhm.
Well, I was in my late 30s when I realized that, it wasn't so important that she told me she loved me. It would have been nice, but it wasn't so important. The real important thing was that I loved her. So every chance I got, I said, Mom, I love you. And I'd give her a hug and kiss. In the beginning, she was so awkward. It was like hugging a stick. She couldn't give any affection back. But eventually, I'd hug her and kiss her and say, I love you, Mom. And she'd say, surprise. I had to open the door so that she could walk through it. Okay? And in order to do that, I had to no longer fear being rejected. It had to be about me. I didn't say I loved her because I wanted her to say I love you back. It was true. I was saying what was real. And I
Yes.
didn't hear what she said or did back. Okay? But that takes a big change in you to take that step. You have to be confident in yourself, and you have to say, I'm going to express my feelings, and you're going to take them or leave them, and however you treat me is okay, because I'm accepting you in every way. I accept who you are. If you want to stand on your head and do backflips, I can accept that, because that's just who you are. Can you do that?
Okay, so in essence, I've got to consider opening the door is kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, see, what you want to do is you want to open the door your way, and she will
Well,
never.
yeah, of course, I want to open the door my way.
Guess what? Where do you think she learned to be controlling from? And I'm just going to leave you to think about that.
Okay.
Okay, folks, we're out of time, but I'm going to take one more call. I feel like there's somebody out there who says, no, 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 I needed to get called. Lisa, who's our next person?
Well, I think that person would be Judith. Judith, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Oh boy. Thank you for picking me, Lisa. I guess, well, I'm a Capricorn. I live in Pennsylvania, and I'm grateful for my husband, my children, and a beautiful day to sit out on my deck for about a half an hour today. So I'm grateful for that. My question would be, well, I had a couple and I didn't know what to ask. I guess my question would be, when is this roller coaster going to end? I feel like one day I'm up, the next I'm in a deep depression, then I go up and then I go down. And if that's too much, I understand if you want to not
Well,
go in.
actually, it's not, okay? As a Capricorn, you're the cardinal sign again. And remember, the cardinal signs are dealing with all these love issues right now, okay? And also dealing with a lot of issues with empathy. And what I'm going to say, Judith, is that number one, you're picking up a lot of emotional vibration from the world around you. And
That's
number
true.
two, a lot of the emotion, a lot of the things that you're picking up are through your husband. What sign is he? He's very
He's
sensitive. Wow. And I bet you anything, he's the Libra who's like a psychic sponge, but doesn't know that he is. So, you know, he walks through a room and people were angry, and he walks out the other door and he's angry and he doesn't know why. You see, he's that kind of guy.
Yes.
And you're what can I say? You do the Libra thing yourself, always trying to smooth the feathers and make him feel good about life again. But be aware that you've made yourself so receptive to him and his moods, and he's especially moody these days without even knowing he is, because he can't not pick up all this craziness that's going on in our world. There's so much happening. And I don't, you know, this is not the time or the place to go through it. There are so many places online, and more and more and more is coming out. Some of it seems like a science fiction movie. Some of it feels real. Folks, you got to do your own digging. But I've got to tell you that by the time we get to mid-June, we're going to have almost everything out in the open. And you're going to realize that a lot of the things you've been feeling aren't your imagination at all. A lot of the things your husband's been feeling aren't his imagination. You know, he gets angry because the world is angry, or somebody at work is angry. He gets depressed, and then you get depressed because he's dealing with situations in the world around him that
We went through that this week.
yeah, he can't fix these things. He's a fixer, and he can't fix it, so he gets depressed. Now, there are some things you can do about this, not for him, but for yourself. Folks, on my website, I have a section where it says free, okay? You have to sign up for my newsletter to get into that. But you can go to that free area, and on that, I have a couple of different protections. I have a chakra meditation. You can download all these things and do them. They're practical exercises, and it will help you to defend yourself against a lot of this energy that you're picking up. And the chakra exercise will help to keep you clear and raise your consciousness and put you in a much better state of mind. So these are healing things that are right there on my website, and they're available to you. Okay? Use them.
Yeah.
Okay?
I do the bubble of white light and the lesser banishing every day,
Perfect.
but he doesn't.
No, and unfortunately, you're going to have to start to recognize, this is going to sound so mean, you can tell him where these things are and tell him, I'm feeling a lot better because I'm doing them now. Okay? I'm wearing a 0-point pendant. That's also a help. I purchased this. It's you can contact Lisa, and she'll tell you where you can get one of these. I don't get a kickback on them. They're expensive, but they set up a field, an electromagnetic field around you that blocks a lot of that electromagnetic radiation that's affecting all of us. And that's so your husband might respond well to that. But tell him where he can go on YouTube. I have a lot of psychic self-defense little blurbs, little videos that he could watch. I don't know if he's interested in doing any of those things though, and it's not right for you to make him. You see, you can suggest, but you can't interfere. You can't muscle him or manipulate him into doing these things. They wouldn't be effective for him then. So you're going to have to learn to not only defend yourself from the world's energies, but also from the moods that you're picking up from your husband.
Yeah, and I think from other people. I mean, I work in a grocery store and I work in a car dealership. I work 2 jobs, and the moods are
Yeah.
intense.
And don't forget, it's a lot of it's protection, and even more of it is grounding. Salt baths, carrying a nice dark colored stone that you can hold in your hand and put all the nasty energy into, and then go home and clear it under some salt and water. Okay. There are a lot of techniques that you can use. Those of you who belong to my VIP section, my membership part of my website, there are lots and lots of clearing and grounding techniques in there. There's a whole section on protection in the psychic area. So there's a lot of things that can be done. And also I've got a lot of things on YouTube that are helpful too. Good question, Judith. That was a good place to end. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
One last thing is I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I picked this up in Bell's. Would never be so, you know, what you can find in an everyday store these days. Isn't it wonderful? I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you,
Lisa.
everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. You guys are just absolutely amazing and wonderful. Please have a wonderful month. Stay up, stay positive, stay healthy. Put out those good vibes. Counteract all that bad stuff we were just talking about with your own good vibes. Stay grounded, stay clear, and have a wonderful next month. And I'll be back on May 15th again to speak with you and answer more of your questions. Don't forget, until 9 o'clock this evening, if I didn't answer your question tonight, send me all that information. You can send it to me on the email associated with this site, or send it to Lisa and it will reach me. Either way is fine, and I'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.